Okay, so next let's look at transitions and animations. And essentially, these are used for when you want to add a bit more to your presentation, or maybe you want to create a presentation that's kind of like standing alone and needs to run on a loop. Um, or maybe you're doing sort of like an explainer video like I am doing today, and you sort of like want to bring things in as and when. So that's when we tend to use transitions and animations. So you access transitions and animations by going to that icon up there where it says transitions, and animations are here. But let's start with transitions. So first of all, we need to have a presentation. Okay, so let's do something. How to look after your pet. Okay, and we're going to get rid of that, bring it down a bit. And you've got these guards. As you see, those guards come up. They're very useful because what's happening there is told you that horizontally and vertically it's nicely placed. So I just want to make sure that that is sitting in the middle. So I'm going to click on align text and put that there. Okay, so now I am now going to go into design ideas and find something that's going to work for what I'm doing. Oh, that looks nice. So yeah, how do I look after my pet? I'm going to expand that out a bit. See if I can expand that out a bit. Yeah. And then bring that up as well. Awesome. Okay. So how do I look after my pet? Right. And then I'm going to say, okay, how do I look after my pet? What are the things that are going to be in this presentation? So how do I look after them health-wise? Uh, what do they eat? Uh, what kind of insurance do I need? What else? Health, food, insurance, day-to-day care, like bathing and that sort of thing. Okay, day-to-day care. Okay. So again, I'll go back to my design ideas and think, okay, what else can I have there? Okay, I want to go for something like this. Awesome. Right. So now, how does transitions work? Transitions is basically you're saying that how is one page transitioning from the other? So we click on this page, we go to transitions, and we say, okay, I'd like something that kind of like gives it an entrance. So I'm going to go for the curtains one. Okay. So that's how that first page is going to start off. And then going into the second one, I am now into the body of the presentation. So I don't want something that is revealing, so to speak. I just want it to just kind of like get on with it. So I'll go for fall over. Okay. Right. And so if I click on the presentation icon there, I've started from the end. So let me go back. So I'm going to start from the beginning of the presentation, click on the presentation icon, it opens up. Okay, I press my down key and then it goes to the next page. That's it, transitioning from one page to the other. Now let's have a look at what's going on with sound there. So what if I want to use something sound-wise? I will put in the drum roll. And as you can see here, it says on mouse click. Okay, so how am I advancing these slides? I'm advancing these slides by clicking on the mouse. Now, if I wanted to do something automatic, I would unclick that and put it and click and select after, which basically means that after 20 seconds, if I put in like 20 seconds, I would start talking and having my conversation. I would have timed what I'm saying, and then automatically it will just go to the next slide after 20 seconds. Okay, but I'm going to use my mouse click. And so we're going to do that. So we've put the drum roll in. Let's see how that looks. So that opens up there. When I'm ready, go with my down key. And it hasn't done the drum roll. Okay. Did I pick up? I thought I did. Okay. Let's see. Yes. Apply to all. Again, then we try again. So it does the transition, it does the drum roll when I'm moving to the next slide. Okay, so maybe if I wanted it to do the drum roll on this particular slide here, I'd have another slide in the very beginning, and then it would play that sound as it was moving to the next slide. Okay, so that's how you use transition. Okay, now let's do animation. All right, so for that, I'm going to create another slide, new slide. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a whole lot of animals. Okay, so I'm going to go into my pictures, I'm going to go into my stock images, and I'm going to look for animals. Type it in, and I've got a whole load of animals. Okay. Right now, not so sure that. Okay, I'll go with it. I don't want to complicate things, so I can complete. I can pick them all up at the same time. Don't know why I would need a pet fox, but it's not so much about whether or not this is credible. And I didn't choose the cat and dog at all. Interesting. So I got a tiger, and you see, this is the beauty of design ideas. It's helped me lay it out. Okay, so let's put here what pet to choose. Okay, what an eclectic collection. Okay, so now animation. So I go to animation, and essentially what I'm saying is that I want to animate these pictures here. And what you have in animation is you either have entrance, so that animation is coming in. You've got emphasis, where you are essentially, honing in on that particular animation, and you've got exit. Okay, so let's use let's use each one of those. So we've got fly in, so that's going to fly in, and for the tiger, let's do something to emphasize it. Let's see if that will work. Now, will that work? Probably not. Oh, let's do Tita. Yeah, let's do Tita. Okay. And we're going to do the fishes. Okay, no. I'm going to undo that. Okay. Animation. Yeah, so that's still teetering. And then the fishes, I'm going to go in and I want them to fly out, as fishes do. And then for the sheep, I am going to do a wipeout. Okay, all right. Okay, so when I play my presentation, this is what's going to happen. Now, I've done something wrong there, so I'm going to go back. Okay, and 1, 2, 3. So this is going to, when you use emphasis animation, when that thing is right there, but when you think about what it is I'm trying to do, I'm trying to bring in these things one by one. So that's not really going to work because I don't want anything to be there when I start the presentation. So I'm going to go and do floating for the tiger. And then I'm going to do, I think I think that was fine. Okay, yeah. So let's see if that will work now. No, still not. I still do not want anything to be there. So again, you can see it's there. The fishes are there because they're going to fly out. Okay. But essentially, I want to talk about pets. I want them all to come in one by one. So I've got to use something that's going to come in. Okay. Okay. And yeah, so that's going to come in as well. So essentially, like when you, depending on what you want to do with animation, is like, do you want to bring in things one by one? Or do you want them to be there and you want to leave and you want them to leave by one? So entrances, as the word depicts, is like they're going to come in one by one. So I'm going to use my down key. That's the fox, that's the tiger, those are the fishes, and that is the sheep. Okay, so you know it depends on how the flow of your presentation. But what is important is that for each one of these animations, you've got things that are coming in, you've got things that are being emphasized, so they would be there, and then you've got things that are leaving. Okay, so you got motion paths here. They're a bit more complicated, and so, but these, if you can get a sense of how these work, and the best way to do that is to practice, that should be fine. Now I'm also going to show you the animation pane. So all of these things, they are lined up in what we call the animation pane. Okay, so you can change how these things behave in the animation pane. Okay, so essentially you're saying that everything, all of these things are controlled by you clicking. But let's say you wanted two of these to come in together. You just simply go to start with previous. And what you're essentially saying is that the fox, so that's going to start on click. You want to click that one to start, but you want the tiger to come in with the fox. So you click on start with previous. And so now you can see that the mouse for it has gone, and it is alt and in it and the tiger and the fox will come in together. Okay. You can also say, okay, this is going to start with click, but I want the fishes and the sheep to come in together. Okay, so you go to your presentation mode. I click on my down key and they all come in together. You see, this is where this is where the animation page, the animation pane is very useful. So obviously I've done something wrong there. So I want the fox to come in with the tiger. So that's fine. But I want the fishes and the sheep to come in. So it can't be start with previous, it's got to be start on click. Okay. And then because I want the sheep to come in with the fishes, then I change that to start with previous. And that should work now. See, so they come in together, the fish and the sheep come in together as well. Okay. And so you've got that option to either start on click. So essentially you can either change all of your pictures so they can start on click, or you can group some together so they start with previous. You can also use timing. Okay. And now if you're going to use timing, you're kind of like, you have a rough idea of what you're going to be saying as these things are happening, and you don't mind that as you're speaking, the other one comes in straight afterwards. Okay. And so those are your three kind of like ways to control what's happening while you're having that presentation. Okay, so all of these are a bit more advanced, and you can use them, but you don't really need that if you want to do just a really basic presentation. And if you don't want that animation, then you can just use your remove button to remove them all. Okay, so that is transitions and animations. The one thing I'm going to say is be careful, because as soon as you're adding very intricate animations and transitions, you're making your file very heavy, especially if you intend to export it or save it somewhere. Okay,